You finally made it into Larcenauts, but the tutorial kinda sucks and you have no clue what to do. That's where I come in. Today we're gonna be doing a little bit of a beginner's tips and tricks video to go over and make sure that you have a smooth, fun time playing Larcenauts, not getting tangled up and motion sick and vomiting. We don't want that, no.
Yeah, no, I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder.
So you land here on the ship center. You'll be Kalima, not dual wield pistols. But you'll be Kalima coming here. You might have some tunneling on your face. Some things might feel weird. Gun might be on the wrong side. If you don't like the tunneling, you just go into the options, click on the tunneling thing that's normally on mask or horizon, and turn that to off. Just completely turn that to off. Movement type, I set mine to head right now, so as I'm running around, it isn't dictated by where I put my hands like this. In this game, it just always worked better for me with my head, so that's what I set that to. Turn type, this is completely dependent on how you like to turn. There is smooth moving, you can turn smooth moving all the way up. There is small step, which is snap turning. Don't know why they don't call it snap turning, but small step is snap turning. I turned mine all the way up, 45 snap. Quick turn 180 will allow you to press back on your joysticks, I believe. Quickly flip-flop 180 like this. Visualize controller will just allow you to see the actual controller on your hand when you're clicking on something. It's not working right now. I think that's because you have to relaunch the game with it on, but I always keep that off because I don't like seeing the controller and the buttons of what to press. If you go over to controls, you can change your shoulder holster. So some characters will have your weapons over your back, and you can change whether you want it on the right side or on the left side. Sprint, it'll be on standard right away when you start in the game. Don't know why it's not on immersive, and standard is just taken out. So when you try to sprint, you will have to push down on your left joystick, and then it automatically just starts swinging your guns like this, and that really just throws people for a loop, and it feels really weird. But they added a immersive sprint option now, that if you turn that on under controls, done. Now you just put your hands down, so you'd be running like this, and now you can't push down on your left joystick. But if you put your hands down as you're running, or as you go forward, you will start to run. So it's a lot better to be able to go down, then you can shoot, and then you can sprint just by moving your body down a little bit. A lot nicer. You can change your player height in here, but it doesn't really matter that much, because if you set this player height to this and you go to the next room and you're sitting down while you do it, it automatically calibrates your height to being low. So if you try to stand up between rounds or between deaths, it'll automatically start going black as you stand up because it recalibrated your height shorter. So I just set it to my actual height, and then I make sure that I'm standing between each round and death so that it doesn't automatically black screen me. So in audio here, if you don't want other people to hear you, you can come into audio and you can mute your microphone if you would like to, or keep it open. Other players will be in here when you go to join the game, and you can mute them if you don't want to hear them. Another thing, if you want to know if there's bots in your match, if you come in here during your game and you see that there's names in here, those people are actual players versus the names that you all see on your team. You'll be able to differentiate between who's a bot and who's not. And finally, our gameplay here, you can see your different score events, change the accessibility color scheme. I think that changes it for color blindness. I believe that's what that's for. Your different different languages, and the heads-up display, which will be, I believe, like when chat comes out like that right there. So when I grab this, and you see right there that there's the increased bullet speed for Kalima. That's what that means. In case you didn't know already, sometimes when you come up to this thing, it'll show that it's going blue to swing up to it. Sometimes it works with just pushing forward with one joystick, but to get it to turn on, you have to be running towards it, look up at it, and push forward with your left joystick. As you're pushing forward with your left joystick, then tap right on your right joystick, and it'll teleport you right up to it. Versus sometimes if you walk down to it and look up, sometimes like that time, it worked to just push with my right joystick, but it doesn't always work. So if you come over to the social tab here, you can create your own group to invite your friends to or have them join you. But if you come up here, you'll see other players that are online that are on your friends list. And some of them you can invite to your lobby after you create a group, or some of them have this blank red spot here that people don't know what it is, and that actually means you can click that and join on your friends. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. You know, it's all dependent on how the game's cooperating that day. Hopefully they fix that in the future, but currently that's how you join people who have not invited you. One of the complaints I hear a lot in the game is that grenades feel really weird, and if you just throw them really hard that they'll like stop and then go forward. And that is the case sometimes. When you throw the grenade, it throws really weird when you throw it. So I like to always underhand throw my grenade. So with wherever I'm throwing it, you know, you can click it to get it amped up, but you can underhand throw it. And underhand throwing has always worked for me for throwing it. If you find a better way to throw it overhand, go for it. But I can even notice here right now, if I throw my hand, sometimes my character's arm isn't as long as my real arm, and so it stretches a little weird. So that might be why you aren't able to throw the grenade as effectively as if you do underhand and toss it out like that. So carrying the uplink ball, if you grab it, sometimes you'll try to run with it and it'll like drop out of your hands and fall to the ground. This time it didn't, it snapped right to me. You can go ahead and put it on your chest like this, and then you can run to the uplink to actually uplink it, and then you can still use your hands for weapons if you need to. Not that you have the ball stuck in your hand and you're trying to shoot with your sidearm and you can't do anything with it. No, you can put it on your chest, and then you can still run around and quickly shoot when you need to. The reload animations, that's just what they are right now. They're a little messed up. You got to get used to them. It should be changed in the future. So another thing here, you may be wondering what these things are around. You can't grab them or do anything with them. What they actually are is if you take your grenade in the middle of the game, throw it away, now you lost it, you can't get another grenade at all. But if you look at this, now, you grab that, boom, another grenade. You'll see them all over different maps, and that's how you can load up on extra grenades. Another tip here is if you go to the store and you think there's something in the shop that isn't necessarily good, but you see it and it says it's 2,000 points, make sure you buy that, because that is a legendary skin. So if we come on over here, I just got this for my Thal. So any of those that are 2,000 in there, make sure you buy it, because it does turn out to be a legendary or premium skin. That's what these are called. So remember, you have to use all of your character's abilities to your advantage. Evander has bear traps he can drop, and he can go invisible. Bear traps are good at trapping Thal and Vod in front of you, which are big heavy hitters that can be slowed down real fast. So remember, every weapon can be two-handed, and when you two-hand it, you can charge up your ability if you get enough kills. So now we got a kill. Now we can charge up our sniper here and do a charged shot. Just like that. And you can do that with every weapon. So now I can't do it because I just fired my charge shot and didn't kill anybody, but I can also do the charge shot with my pistol. Always make sure to work with your team to get the objective. So in this situation, you want to get the ball to uplink it. Don't just stand there and try and get the most kills. Make sure to always communicate with your team as well. Try not to mute yourself, because you want to work with your whole team. And pick a character that will go ahead and counter the enemy's characters. If there's a bunch of VODs in their team, you don't want to just be a VOD. You want to find something that will take VOD down faster than VOD can take you down. And make sure to find a counterpart with your team. You know, if you are a VOD on your team and your team has a really good person playing as Chi, make sure to use that to your best advantage, because running together as those two will be a very, very powerful advantage in the game. Yeah, last general game tip for now, VOD and Chi is big OP. That's pretty much it. You get enough Chis and enough VODs and you will just wipe every game. But oh my goodness, and don't stand under that thing, because you will die. But yeah, I think that's about it for this little tutorial slash tips and trick guide for all of y'all. I hope you enjoy it, and hope you enjoy having a fun time in Larcenauts, and hopefully this helps you to understand the basics of some things and just get your grasp around the game a little bit better than before. I'm Zstorm Games, y'all, and remember, never give up. Peace on out.
Where my friends go.